Crypto is going absolutely insane right now, and some of the news we've been seeing is so extremely bullish that it's making me nearly scared. Just for fun, take a look at the first announcement right here. CNBC just reports that spot Bitcoin ETFs will likely be approved Wednesday, which we partially already knew, but that they'll start trading on Thursday or Friday. Obviously, this is besides the fact that right now the Bitcoin price is at 46,000. We just did it. Literally the last minute here, the Bitcoin price just spiked to $46.2 thousand, and exactly how we're trading it I described on our Dusty Trades channel. But hundreds of millions of dollars are moving right now. We are also seeing some pretty huge liquidations over the past couple of hours, and it's actually quite interesting just how many longs were liquidated yesterday before going pretty massive on the shorts in terms of liquidations over the past couple of hours. We've just been getting pretty volatile here. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the most crazy announcements that are coming out right now. And if you haven't done it yet, make sure you go ahead and press that like button. I've been here every single day. Crypto bear market, crypto bull market. I don't care. We all know that what we're witnessing right now is an opportunity of a lifetime. And I'm very freaking glad I'm able to witness this all with you. Having said that, it's not just us who know that this technology is here to stay and will only keep getting bigger. Even, for example, the former PayPal president just said that Bitcoin is the trade of the generation. I think anybody in payments right now can already kind of feel where the next money is going to lie. I mean, it's not really that difficult to understand the value proposition with Bitcoin. And so the only question always is about timing. Now, what's going on right now though, and what all the news is all about, is how the crypto space is going to change with regards to massive investments from these major firms. Right now, the announcement that just came out was this right here. Van Eck to seed potential spot Bitcoin ETFs with $72.5 million. At the same time, of course, though, we are seeing Gary Gensler, now headed to Threads, the app nobody uses anymore, to state that you should be cautious about investing in crypto assets, which, again, to every single one of us points that Gary Gensler knows something pretty crazy is about to happen to crypto, and thus he is warning the public. Think about it. Why would the chairman of the SEC, who's basically in discussions with all these filers who have just filed their last report this morning, be posting a warning right now all of a sudden, right? It makes too much sense for this to be because he knows something as to what's coming up. But I think it's because crypto is about to make a massive move. We described what I think the massive move is on our trading channel, but make sure you stay, I'd say, around to keep seeing what we're doing and how we're making profit with all that. But take a look at this. The global banking giant Standard Chartered, says $50 to $100 billion could flow into Bitcoin via ETFs in 2024. Again, it just makes too much sense for massive amounts of money to flow into this sector. And you have to understand as well that $50 to $100 billion worth of inflows, it depends on if they think the market cap could increase by 50 or 100 billion, or if they really mean 50 or 100 billion dollars could flow into it, because that could mean that the market cap of Bitcoin increases by $2 trillion with a $50 billion or even $100 billion actual inflow. That's going to at least, I think, triple or even quadruple the Bitcoin price in due course. It says here they're expecting 500,000 to 1.3 million new Bitcoin to be held in US spot ETFs, which is interesting because that would also mean then that more and more Bitcoin are being swooped off the markets, as the people who are holding 0.1 or 1 are becoming rarer and rarer, that are actually holding it in their own self-custodied wallets instead of within an investment vehicle manager like BlackRock, etc. Now, here's something else that I found quite interesting. This right here is the former chairman of the SEC, Mr. Jay Clayton. And even he himself says ETF approval is inevitable. There's nothing really left to decide. It's just a matter of timing.
With Bitcoin, is the SEC going to sign off on a Bitcoin ETF, you think?
I think approval is inevitable.
Imminently?
And I think there's nothing left to decide. I know. And I credit the SEC for where they are. Where are we? we're comfortable with the disclosure. Joe just went through the cost of investing in a Bitcoin ETF. People need to know what the cost of doing it is. They need to know, about the underlying Bitcoin market. Is the Bitcoin underlying trading market something that is what I would say is robust enough, efficacious enough, where you can rely on it? It is much better today than it was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, there was wash sales, there was laddering, there was all sorts of things that you wouldn't want to make available to the general public because of that risk. And the last thing, I think this is missed.
I think straight off the bat here, there's something funny to say. That is that this is the man who sued Ripple with regards to XRP. And he's been kind of an interesting character in the whole crypto ecosystem. And so it's funny how he's comparing crypto from 5 years ago to crypto from now. Obviously, he stopped being the chairman of the SEC December 25th or something of 2020. Yep, 2020. And so it is quite interesting to see how his strategy has also changed. But he went from fund to chairman of the SEC to fund. And right now, obviously, he is biased as, well, he's involved with crypto all the time. So it does make sense for him to also be bullish just based on that alone.
Is the technology to actually provide the product, the custodying, the create, the redeem. This is a big step, not just for Bitcoin, but for finance generally. If you can digitize, tokenize underlying assets and trade that way, that's a potential significant change across finance, not just in the crypto space.
But you think Bitcoin ETF approval is coming and imminent?
Yeah,
well?
I do.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, but that's what I think.
Okay. Your opinion matters, former SEC chairman.
Anyway, to add to it, right now, in most of us, it's not really a question of, is this going to happen? Is it going to happen right now? And even from Bloomberg, the comments are getting more and more interesting right now. So what James just said is this. Honestly, these fees are so low. And the ETFs will trade absurdly tight, penny wide bid-ask spreads, and without any commission on most platforms. Don't be surprised when the fee war leaks out beyond just the ETFs, so to all the platforms, that all of a sudden their fees can't be as high anymore because, well, otherwise they just go somewhere else. Now, I'd still debate that to a certain extent because it still makes sense for people that just want to have cryptocurrency, not just own it within such an account. But it is interesting just how low the fees indeed are, except for Grayscale's, and that they're actually waiving it. For example, BlackRock is waiving it for the first year. No fees, which is pretty significant. We've been calling for this. Eric in particular has been beating this drum for literal years, quoting some platforms like Coinbase or Gemini that charge you a 3% fee if you're trying to buy for less than for $100. And here, for example, 1.5% fee on Coinbase seems like robbery. Indeed, 1.5% that Grayscale is also trying to go for, in my opinion, is way too high. But all of them are waiving their fees for the first couple of months or potentially a year or two. Interesting. Just in, Bitcoin could hit 200,000 in 2024 if ETFs are approved by Standard Chartered. Oh, this is pretty wild, huh? This is all happening right now as we speak. Guys, it's most likely happening today, tomorrow, the day after. I mean, the price is rising so much. This is exactly what we expected. I do expect some correction of sorts to flow in pretty quickly too, perhaps pretty quickly after it is approved, because the approval rating is getting so high right now that people are FOMOing in, buying like crazy, and at some point I think these big institutions are going to want to burn them, people. It just, not literally burn them, but you understand what I mean, right? Obviously, they don't want everybody to make money. Everything that we wanted to see filed has been filed. Every single one of these is probably going to get their ETF approved very, very soon, unless Gary Gensler has some sort of trick up his sleeve, but as it stands right now, that does not seem likely. And things are in a very good spot. In a very, very good spot at that. And all I'll say is, I'm bullish. I'm excited. And I think things are about to go pretty crazy. But yeah, that's about it. If you guys enjoyed this little crypto update with everything that's going on, make sure you press that like button. I guess we've got about 48 hours or so left. Wednesday approval, all right? So about 48 hours, something like that. People like to say, Dusty, why do you keep saying it's about to happen when nothing happens? If you can't understand just how huge this is, please stop watching my videos. Go play in the kindergarten. We're not in the same league. This is one of the most significant things to ever happen to crypto. And if you can't understand that, then I don't know. Then I just don't know. But 99.9% of you guys are awesome. And let's make these freaking crypto monies.